Hey YouTube, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we've got your Week 17 Championship Week start and sit video for the tight end position. Again, this is always based off of full PPR and half PPR. If it's standard, of course, we might have some different suggestions for you, so of course, hit us up in the comments down below. Now, these are your obvious starts at the tight end position. I've only got 4 tight ends that I really should be, no matter what the situation is, in your lineup starting with confidence. Again, just because of the matchups or they're just getting plenty of targets their way. Now, the first tight end I recommend as a good start is going to be Cole Kmet versus the Lions. Last outing, Kmet had 23 points against the Lions, had 4 receptions and 2 touchdowns in that game. Kmet really is the only option for Fields at this point. The receivers are injured, non-existent. We don't know if Claypool's playing. We don't know if St. Brown's playing. We got Pringle. I mean, there's just very, very limited amount of options for him. Now, if the Bears want to play spoiler to the Lions, which of course they want to prevent the Lions from going to the playoffs, this is a game that obviously I do see Chicago really trying and have a really good game. Lions also allow 12.4 points to the tight end in the last 4 games as well. Red zone threat is such a huge thing for Cole Kmet as well. This is where, again, his strength is. He's a big tight end. He can go across the middle. He can get you into the red zone. I really like him as a good start this week. I feel really confident in that one. Now, another tight end I like this week is Jelani Woods versus the Giants. He's a nice little sneaky start. Woods has the size and speed to be such a game changer. Foles started last week at the quarterback position, threw to him 5 times. He realized, wow, I've got a nice big target down the middle and the sidelines. Why am I not using him, right? That's where I expect him to be. I expect Woods to see 5 to 7 targets to his way, like getting 4 to 5 receptions a game, 40 to 60 yards. He's that double-digit performance if they utilize him properly. Because the Colts don't really have anything to fight for, they might as well use their younger talent, see what they're capable of. I like Jelani Woods. I loved him previously before in the season, especially in Dynasty. If you watch any of my Dynasty videos, I like Jelani Woods' talent. Also, Giants are allowing 58 yards to the tight end and 13.9 points as well to them. So this is a really good matchup. I like this as a sneaky start. Another tight end I like is Evan Ingram versus the Texans. At this point, I wanted to put Evan Ingram as an obvious start at the tight end position, but I feel like I'm going to put a curse on him. At the beginning of the season, I said he was going to be a top 5 tight end, and he finally is starting to show it. Like the last 4 weeks, he's been on fire. I think the worst he was is tight end 6 the last 4 weeks. He was tight end 1, tight end 3, tight end 4, tight end 6. Like he has been phenomenal. Now he's going against a Houston Texans team that actually they struggle against the tight end. He had 12 points, I think, earlier this season, and that was with him not being on the hot streak that he is now. I really like this matchup. I really like to see him about 13 to 15 points in this game. He's really become Trevor Lawrence's one of his favorite targets. It's kind of affecting Christian Kirk, but I do like Evan Ingram a lot this week. Now, the first tight end I'm going to recommend as a sit is Dallas Goedert versus the Saints. Now, you're probably going to have to start him because you're probably limited at the tight end position, and you're super excited to have him back. But the Saints actually do a really good job against the tight end. They're the best against the tight end, only allowing 1 double-digit performance to the tight end, which was Cade Otton. He had 14 points. Other than that, they really do a good job of shutting them down. I think right now they've been averaging 7.5 points to the tight end, only 32 yards a game. Like they've done a phenomenal job. And Jalen Hurts is expected to miss the game as well, which really puts the shoulder and the throwing on Minshew. Minshew's not bad. He played really well against the Dallas Cowboys. He can get you 300-yard type of performance. I don't know if that's going to be needed in this game per se. I just don't see Dallas Goedert really seeing more than 8, maybe 9 fantasy points, which is okay. Maybe you'll be okay with that. You can survive with that. But I'd look at some other options that are out there. Another tight end I'm looking at sitting is Hayden Hurst versus the Bills. Bills only allow 8.9 points to the tight end and only allowing 4.7 to the tight end the last 4 weeks. On top of that, this is Hurst's first game back from injury. He could be limited. There's different ways that they may not use him. They may put him in limited snaps. And realistically, they don't necessarily need him. This is a game that could be a defensive performance or high scoring. We'll see how it plays out. But because the weapons are so strong for the Cincinnati Bengals, they don't need Hurst in this game. They've got Chase. They've got Higgins. They've got Boyd. They've got Mixon. They've got a lot of weapons. Hurst is not one of them that they need to have a great performance out of. So I'm looking at sitting him this week. Now, the last tight end I'm sitting is David Njoku versus the Commanders. Njoku has only put up a combined 4 points the last 2 games. If you've had him on your fantasy team and you've started him and you're still playing, good for you. You have a great roster around your team. The connection between Watson and the receiving core hasn't been great at all. Now, the Commanders did just give up 30 points to Kittle, which is obviously it's understandable. It's George Kittle. That's expected. But Commanders actually do a pretty good job at holding tight ends. Previously, before that, they were only holding the 4.5 points. So this is a really tough matchup. I can see a 6-point performance, maybe a 7-point performance. Unless he gets a touchdown, you get lucky. I don't necessarily see Njoku having a really good game. Now, as far as a sleeper, I've got Tyler Conklin versus the Seahawks. Seattle has given up 12.3 points the last 5 games to the tight end. Now, 2 tight ends did skew that, okay? Understand, Seattle's given up really big performances to George Kittle, Travis Kelce, so do take that with a grain of salt. I understand that, so that might help skew the performance, but they also still allow 68 yards a game. Conklin really has been an up and down type of tight end. He's been seeing an average of 5 targets the last few games, so I like that as a nice little stretch. I like 5 targets, 5 to 6 targets a game for a tight end, because again, you want to get to that double-digit performance. 5 receptions, 50-something yards, 10 points or more is a great tight end, at least how this season's played out. So I like him as a nice little sleeper, especially if he gets maybe a touchdown in this one. He can really put you in a nice little double-digit performance. So those are my starts, sits, and sleepers at the tight end position for Week 17. If you guys do have questions over your lineup, of course, hit us over in the comments down below. That's what we're here for. We want to try to give you the best advice and stats to help you guys get the best lineup for your championship week. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys enjoy the content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I know the season's getting ready to end, but we're going to be doing Dynasty content, of course, throughout the whole offseason, getting ready for rookies as well. So any of you Dynasty players, stay tuned to our channel. We'll be updating you guys on all that stuff, giving you the best possible stats we can of all the upcoming rookies and our rankings for the upcoming season. So again, make sure you subscribe. If you guys also enjoy the content, make sure the like button is greatly appreciated. Share this among your friends as well while you're at it, and I'll check you guys out next time.